Hey you guys, J-Man37X here bringing you episode 2 of Epic Battle Fantasy V. Last time we got our little adventure started here, took out a few encounters with a little bit of trouble. We went over a lot of the basics of the game, and we got our first new party member here, No Legs. Very excited to be able to use him out. To use him. He's definitely my favorite party member so far. He's so much fun to use, and I'm always impressed with what he's able to do. But anywho, this time we are going to just continue onwards to this beginning part of the game. So we're going to start by checking out the material shop here. It's got a generic 64-bit gaming console here. What does it say? Want to have it home has more bits. I'm not so sure about that one, buddy, but alright. Got an NPC to talk to here. Gotta be useful for something, right? Okay, because I'm greedy and obsessed with collecting things. Okay, so yeah, here's the material shop. You could buy, not every material in the game by any means. The list, I mean, this whole window is actually full if you looked at all the items, but you can buy a lot of the early ones. I pretty much never have done this so far, but later on when you're trying to complete all your equipment, that'll be pretty useful. And you can also sell stuff for, let's see, so that's $325. You sell it for a lot less than it's worth. 7 versus 30, so it's like, what, less than a fourth of what it's actually worth? But you know, if you have a lot of something, feel free. You also notice this chest here. Every single shop has a secret of some kind. So this one has this little hidden walkway here. Feels like cheating. Yeah, but I'm gonna do it anyway, so that's fine. Old JRPGs had some cryptic secrets, yo. So here we have another new flare. He has regenerate status. This, as well as a bit of fire and scorch resist. This will heal you between turns. It's one of the most useful buffs, I would say. You also get chocolate. This is a key item, actually. I've not found who this is for yet. And this is an apple, which reduces your cooldowns by 1 and does not stuff you or anything. I think this is the only cooldown reduction item that does not stuff you. I didn't actually even talk about the change to cooldowns last time. Real quick, you can see that. And equips, I actually want to give one of these to No Legs. I think I'm going to give him. I like to have some of this. This stuff's better on... Matt's definitely the tankiest character you'll get. Unless you build someone... It's so cute. Unless you build someone contrary to that. Matt is just naturally the most defensive and has the most health. So I like to give him stuff that just helps him stay alive, basically. So cooldowns. You'll notice there's no mana anywhere in this game. If you're familiar with these games or just familiar with RPGs in general, there's no cooldowns there's no mana anywhere. This is because the system was replaced by cooldowns, which I will show once we get into the next battle. Close menus by right-clicking, which is really useful. See, I just right-click and then the menu goes away. If you're, like, nested in a few menus, just right-click and it, I'm not sure if it always closes all the menus. Let's see. No, but it closes the topmost menu. It's very useful, actually, for menuing. So here we have a fried egg, stat item for No Legs. Right? Or no, it's Matt. Sorry, I can't read. And then another flare. They're giving us quite a few flares right off the bat. It gives you Brave, which that is... that's going to go on No Legs. So you can see what he looks like without it on. And then you give it to him, and then he has, like, little... It's not the best-looking face paint, I'll be honest. You know, he's a cat, though, so he does his best. And he also doesn't have arms. Or legs. So he does his best. But yeah, basically all of your stuff is on cooldown. Some skills don't have cooldowns, so some skills are just better than they were with mana, but some skills are quite a lot trickier to use. Also, you notice this is glimmering. Whenever there's a sparkle anywhere, that means there's an item. This is a very rare item. Fills your limit bar instantly and scorches you, which is kind of funny. This is your food shop here. No Legs likes the smell. Cats love filth. Oof. So you got a hidden chest here. Headband, another quest item. A couple other things. This is a stat item for No Legs. Rice ball there. You can investigate the fish. These fish are very dead and not fresh, apparently. So you can buy food. You can actually buy most food items in the game here, which is pretty nice. The main useful ones to buy for me, at least, are coffees. Just because it's going to be a really long time before you have good ways to revive your party members. You can kind of see the gist of it. All items heal a fixed amount and a percentage, and it'll apply whichever one's larger, which is quite nice. So even these later on will still restore 20%, no matter if, you know, if you have like 10,000 HP, it'll restore 2,000. So even the weaker items will still be useful. This heals your status problems. This heals your debuffs, which I don't think these were separate before, but I don't remember. This heals your debuffs for all allies. Stuffs them for 2 turns, so like I think stuff works that basically you just can't use healing items when you're stuffed. So basically the better healing items do that to avoid you being able to spam them. This reduces an ally's cooldown by 2, but it stuffs them for 3 turns. You pay a pretty big price for 2-turn cooldown reduction. Attack, magic attack, accuracy, and evade buffs there. This revives. Reduce cooldowns of all allies by 1, but he only stuffs them for 1 turn, so not too bad. Chips heal all living party members for 60%, so that's just a good, just the best, like, team healing item. 60% later on is pretty good. This one only goes up to 40. And then this fully heals an ally, reduces cooldowns by 3, and stuffs them for 3 turns. These are pretty rare, and as you can see, very expensive, but those are quite valuable. And then you can also sell food items, but who would do that? Besides, like, selling, like, really weak items later on or something. Get out of my way, talk to in front if you want to. I actually don't think I've ever talked to her there before. You can see there's no hidden walls here, but we can go upstairs, and there's a few things to notice up here. Apparently there's something disgusting in the sink. I love the little voice clips. It always throws me off because I never expect to hear them, but yeah, a bunch of characters have, like, little tiny voice clips that they say. He's about my son. He used to be crafting rafts by the water. Huh, okay. Wonder if a rafts crafter will be useful later on. Hello. Hello. Here's Bird. And even eat a squid or a kid. I didn't even notice that before. You see this nice painting? It's actually an item. Solid water. Pretty exquisite. No hidden walls here, but there's this chest down here, which I actually think I missed when I was doing the demo. You get a coral key here. Not going to be using that for quite some time. I still haven't even gotten there as of recording this. I mean, in the streams at least. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue onwards here. So you see we got a pretty good variety of different encounters to do here. Let's just jump right into it. These guys are going to be your worst nightmare. I'm going to tell you that right now. These putrid worms, these guys are terrible. You see, they start with poison. These guys actually heal from being poisoned. You see, they have a 200% resistance to poison. If they have 200% or higher, I don't know if higher is anywhere in this game, basically they heal from it. So you need to be very careful of that. A couple glaring weaknesses. That's the thing, he's also very susceptible to getting poisoned, so it's easy to poison these guys, but they heal from it. So very important note there. The weak enemy has a painful poisonous sting. They attract more worms. That's the problem. Basically, these guys can just call in hordes and hordes. I'm actually just gonna run and come back. Scanning and fleeing is a pretty common strategy, and I recommend you guys get used to doing it if you're gonna play on higher difficulties. Basically, you need to be really careful when you fight these guys. If you just kill them one at a time, they're gonna keep bringing in backup. Basically, the way you're gonna want to handle these guys is you're gonna want to take them out. You're gonna want to weaken. I don't actually know how much this is gonna do. Oh well, I messed that up. So they're probably just gonna call. Yeah. Basically, you want to get them all to a very weakened state, and then finish them all off with one. Finish them all off at once, basically. Weak to earth. That's honestly fine. I don't want to utilize their weaknesses because I kill them very easily. So now would be. You see, they can also inflict virus, which is a new status. They also benefit from virus. What virus? I can actually go over a few stats here, or a few statuses. You take much larger amount of bio damage, and this can spread to anyone on the battlefield between turns. So basically, after a turn or two, the entire battlefield is going to be infected with virus, which also means that these guys are going to have it, but these guys heal from it, so it's actually going to help them even more. So here we have bad luck. Basically decreases anything that's luck-based, decreased crit chance, accuracy, foe catching, speeds up doom, which we haven't seen yet. Here's brave, like I said, deal more crits and can't be hit by crits. Recover HP. Oh yeah, poison just does damage every turn. I don't think I actually talked about that. Okay, so we're gonna hit this guy, and now we're going to go. We're going to do the thing that No Leg's the best at. We're gonna go over his jump attack. He has 6 of these in total. 5 of them are elemental that we haven't learned yet. I went over this briefly last time, but this will basically, if you kill someone with this, it will then move on to a new target, and it will have that hit restored. So if this hits 3 hits, if I kill this guy, it'll go on and it'll do 3 hits on this guy, and if it kills him, it'll keep going. this is not random. I thought it was random, but it is actually not. This is I'm going to use it on this guy, and it should go from him to him to him in exactly that order. Well, it didn't. It's somewhat random. Let me start over. So his jump attack is not completely random. It's mainly influenced by the amount of HP an enemy has, but it also is influenced by their oh, I was supposed to catch one of those guys. Oh, whatever. We'll have plenty of chances to catch him. I'm just gonna kill this guy because we don't need to catch him. It is most heavily influenced by HP, but it's also dependent on... So, for example, if you use his... He has an electric one of that attack. If you try and use that with an enemy in the fight that is like 200% resistant to electric, it's going to avoid hitting him for as long as it can, basically. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and use it to finish this guy off, so that you can see how it works a little bit better. It's very powerful. It's a very good ability. Oh, I actually wanted to weaken him. It's an incredibly strong power that he has. Okay, so we should be able to catch this guy here. Let me just look over these bushes here. Weak to fire, earth, poison, wind, susceptible to a bunch of stuff. Very weak enemy. It might sometimes, yeah, it can scream at you to debuff your attack, I think, but in general, the bushes are one of the biggest pushovers in the game. So most of the time, you can manipulate, I mean, what target he's going to jump to next. So if you can set up the enemy's HP in such a way, you can just have it chain between them, basically. If you have like two enemies who are low on HP, and you hit one of them, kill them, it will almost always jump to the other low HP target. Assuming that the one that's alive, like the third one, is high on HP or something. I'm gonna try and put together a better example, but those abilities are incredibly strong for taking out groups of enemies. It doesn't help here because there's only two enemies, but you know. Excuse me, sorry. These are bats. Drains HP when it bites. Can spread viruses. Bunch of weaknesses. None of them that I have right now, unfortunately. But, you know, that's fine. And basically, one of my favorite, like, really basic combos is just having Matt use Temper on No Legs. Because Temper increases, it gives Brave, so you do increased crit chance, and the fact that he hits multiple times means that he has multiple chances to crit, as you can see there. It's critting almost every time. So it's better than someone else doing... Like, if you use Temper on Matt and he just has a single hit attack, then you probably get one crit. But it's definitely more beneficial on someone that hits multiple times. Which is perfect for No Legs. Basically, these two have really good synergy together. So it's a very good party member to get early on. So here we just have a couple material items. We have some more dirt balls here that we need the shovel item for. We didn't actually talk to this guy, did we? Edward. Get my head ripped off. Rip. Talking about the autosave there. Autosave is really helpful. It's saved me a couple of times. Even just last episode, actually. Oh, wait. Did I see a sparkle? Yes, I did. Okay. Even I'm gonna miss some of those secrets. If I miss a sparkly somewhere, feel free to let me know. I try and find most of them, and I usually do. I think I've found almost every single chest that I've been able to find so far. A couple good healing items there. But I know I'm gonna miss some. It's just gonna happen. I actually missed. You actually get in through that way, so I'm gonna go fight this guy. Obviously, we're gonna get this chest. I'm gonna be getting everything. This is gonna be a 100% run. I'm gonna find absolutely everything that I can in this game. Which, again, since I'm doing this, this is gonna be stuff that I've already played through. I'm hoping I shouldn't miss anything either, if I can help it. So here we have Thorny Creeps, similar to the Hermit Creeps earlier. Defensive foe, does electric attacks. That's pretty much it. It's weak to earth, so we can just go ahead and stomp this guy here. I caught one of those bushes, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Okay, so here we actually have one of the new statuses in this game, Heavy. Increases earth damage you take and reduces wind damage. And then Light is also a status, which just does the opposite. He's actually going to die. Let's see, who best suit. You're probably going to do the most damage. So I'm just going to have you attack and then have No Legs heal you up here. Yeah. No Legs is really good offensively, but he also has a lot of really cool support abilities that we'll be getting into a bit more later on. Slightly tickled. He's very strong. No Legs can do a lot for your team if you let him. We should be able to catch this guy here. Beep. Nope. Okay. Most of the early game catches are not too bad at all. Later on, they can start to get pretty tricky, but overall, not too bad. I'm actually going to... This is actually the first time I'm ever using this ability. I'm going to try using Cherish on Matt just so that he doesn't get targeted. How are we supposed to win a fight by being lovable? Okay, that's actually not true. I've used it one other battle. We'll get to that a bit. We might even get to that this time. Probably not, but we'll see. Yeah, so now he's not... Matt's pretty much not going to... I don't think Thorny Creep has any AoE attacks, so he doesn't have any attacks that hit multiple targets. So I don't actually think Matt's going to take damage anymore. So basically, Lovable is a good way for you to ensure the safety of one specific party member. And yeah, if the enemy doesn't have any multi-target attacks, then they're not going to be hit by anything, basically. So it's pretty useful. If you... Another important... Actually, I'm going to try this right now. If you make the whole team lovable, let's see what happens. Surrenders. That happens a lot, especially for enemies that only... This guy only has single target attacks. So since all of us were lovable, he doesn't have anything to attack. Like, he actually just... Sometimes higher level enemies, or like enemies later on, can just ignore lovable if everyone is lovable. But a lot of enemies will actually surrender in that situation. And what surrendering does, it'll flee on your next turn. It doesn't affect your battle rewards if they run away. But most importantly, captures are 100% guaranteed if they're surrendered. So that's full team lovable is actually a really good way to capture things. If you're having trouble catching stuff, mostly weaker things, like full team lovable is certainly not gonna work on bosses or anything. And a lot of the later enemies are going to have AoE attacks. Area of effect, if you're not familiar with the term, also. It's like a giant turd. So yeah, here we have a... I just thought I didn't do that. I think it's just like a dirt boulder. Yeah, it's literally a dirt boulder. Lighter and faster than his boulder brothers. Of course, this is the first boulder brother we've met, but... Throw dirt at you. Weak to water and bomb. Pretty standard. Yeah, let's just flee here. Really quick, I want to look if we have any AP. AP you get at the end of each battle, you use it to get skills. Yeah, okay, we don't have any decent amount yet. Okay. I'm gonna try and upgrade my skills pretty regularly just so I always have new stuff to show you guys. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of temper here. I think we'll take out the bush, because we should be able to just kill the bush pretty easily. Yeah. There we go. And you see, he actually had... I don't know if this is because he had less HP, like less total HP than him, but it jumped over to this guy. Like I said, there is some randomness in the jump slash, but it is definitely influenceable, which is very nice. Kickstarter scam. See, this guy will throw projectiles at you. Okay, should be pretty low. Might need to weaken him a little bit more. Ooh. Ooh. Nice. So yeah, we were barely able to catch him. Basically, a bit more technically how the catching works. You can mouse... You know, I never actually knew you could do this. Makes them tired. So it's a... Hits all enemies, physical earth attack, and makes them tired. Tired... I think it lowers their physical attack. I actually don't remember what tired does right now, I'm gonna be honest. I think it lowers some stats a bit every turn, but I truthfully don't remember at the moment. I'm gonna have to wait till I can see that one in action. I completely lost my train of thought. Okay. Collect crap for them. Okay, so it sounds like we got some quests here then. Yes, I actually don't remember what I was saying. Okay, so yes, also some craftables and some quests actually require you to get them certain captures. So when we find a rescue dog, we'll remember to bring one back to Bessie here. Let's go ahead and heal up. Let's talk to this person. Hey. Okay, this is the person that's looking for the earthenware. So we'll try and We'll try and collect all those. We have 3 already, so we're off to a good start. Here's a pretty... Who decides crap and leaves it outside a tournament? That's honestly a good question. Here's a pretty tricky little puzzle. Pretty basic rewards, but you know. It's like only like the second puzzle you're even able to find. Some of the later block puzzles are going to get a little bit trickier. As you can see, the radio's still playing, which is kind of cool. Okay, so we have quests. You can see them here. You click on them here. The first time you do that a few times, you're going to get a medal. Also, once you have all of a quest's items, they'll actually appear as a star on the map, so you know where to bring the stuff back to. I was not up here, actually. Didn't even know that was there. That was a complete guess. I did remember this one. So yeah, I'll show that once we we'll find that first when we get all the earthenware. So here we got another guy, Jake. Looking like a dog, throwing up dirt balls. Yeah, that's where all these dirt balls apparently have come from, is from the earthquake that happened. So you have a bit more of a complex, slightly more complex block puzzle, and I do mean slightly, but you know. So here we actually get a new weapon for No Legs. They're called toys for him. Good evade, good evade and good attacks, water element, a couple nice resistances. It's not too bad. I think I like his current weapon a bit better just because it is neutral, and basically his only good skill right now for doing offense is his jump attack, and if I give this water, then it'll make it a little bit harder to use in some situations. These are goats. They're just goats. Nothing too interesting. I think we're gonna do one more fight this time. Let's see. Okay. So here we have a bit of a new enemy. It's some creature hiding inside of a rock. I don't actually remember what he's called. A gloop, a chunky gloop. So he lives among the rocks, uses earth attacks, naturally. But it also has an additional weakness to holy. I think that's the gloop itself coming through there. The gloops are a little bit interesting. Especially when you get their summons. Their summons actually are quite interesting, I find. I'm just gonna go ahead and buff up No Legs here. I think we actually might clear out this screen, so we'll do the other encounter again. This video will be a little bit longer than they are typically going to be. I'm gonna have you... it's not weak to it, but that's fine. Okay, and then I'm gonna have... Usually the good strategy is to try and weaken certain enemies so that No Legs can finish them off, and then... Because whenever No Legs is able to deal the finishing blow on an enemy, he's basically just getting more value out of his attacks. Because he gets one additional jump. Okay, just regular attacks is gonna work against this guy here. Okay, he's chilled, which is not useful because it's gonna go away before you're even able to utilize it. Okay, should be able to catch him here. If not, we're in a little bit of risk of dying. Okay, cool. Easy catch. I was actually gonna show off what that guy did, but I'll show that off in a bit. So we're gonna collect these chests here, just a couple things, a few stat boosting items, new hat for either of them can equip it. Actually, it's pretty nice. I like it. I'm actually gonna give this to Matt here, because basically this is going to increase his. This is for either of them, since they both have a team buffing move. That's going to increase it from 30 to 40. Let's change some settings, top left corner. If I'm moving at 10 FPS. Yeah, so that basically is just going to make all their buffs quite a lot better. Speaking of which, I'm actually going to use that right now to demonstrate. So you can see buffs it by 40. If my life is really threatened, I can use buffs. But then it's okay. Okay. I can see it's raining here. I actually don't think it was raining last time. So there's weather in this game as well. There's a lot of weather in this game. This one, just everyone gets wet between turns. Pretty standard. Wet increases thunder and ice damage and decreases fire damage. And it goes away when you hit them with certain elements. There's quite a few statuses like that that mostly just influence your elemental weaknesses. Okay. Let's see if that's enough to kill one of these guys. No, okay. Why is that bush yelling? Why is it even alive at all? It's a good question, man. It really is. So you can see the bat's ability to heal up when they bite. In general, though, pretty straightforward enemies here. The wet also is really not going to influence these early fights much at all. Here, let me weaken. I actually probably should have weakened the bush, but that's fine. So this should jump to this bat when he dies. Yeah. It's not complete, like I said, it's not completely manipulatable, but you can pretty heavily influence where he's going to go, and it makes those abilities even better than they would have been otherwise. So here you can see, this actually is going to demonstrate something I mentioned last time. He has a 20 attack down. This is plus 40. So in the old games, this would set his attack to 20, but it's going to set it to 50. Oh, right, because his buffs are increased. So it actually sets it to 50, so it's even better. Yeah, so buffs and conversely debuffs are both quite a lot stronger. But they're both stronger, so it kind of balances out, but basically it's a lot more important that you're staying on top of your buffs and that you're watching out for an enemy who's getting themselves buffed up. You can pretty easily get rid of that. Oh, that's another really interesting thing. Okay, I didn't think I was going to talk about this for a while. There are status effect combos in this game. I guess the rain does actually matter. So, you notice these guys were wet. This weapon inflicts chill. If something has wet and chill at the same time, those statuses become freeze, which is really cool. I absolutely love that. It makes sense, and it's just such a unique thing. So freeze, that he basically couldn't move. If you attack them or like heal them or stuff like that, it gets rid of the freeze. I think attacking them doesn't get rid of freeze as readily as it used to, but I'm not exactly sure the specifics of that. Yeah, so there's a few instances of interactions like that, and that's the most prominent one that I found so far, but it's just really cool feature. Okay, I know I said I was going to end it off. We're going to do one more here, just because this is kind of out of the way, and I want to end it off somewhere where we don't have to backtrack and stuff like that, so it'll be another pretty quick encounter anyway. Yes, this game is definitely a, I'll just do one more battle kind of game. I try and avoid that as much on the YouTube videos, just I do want to keep these reasonable length, but it still does happen. So here, actually, I'm going to have him attack. Yeah, we're going to kill the Thorny Creep just because we already caught him. But if we attack him, we have a chance to freeze. No, we didn't. But you have a chance, because the weapon can inflict chill, and when these guys are wet, that means you get a freeze out of it. Which I realize now that actually is something that definitely could have happened earlier on when I was playing, but it just actually never ended up happening until way later on. I'm actually going to take this opportunity to use a limit break, and I'm actually going to demonstrate the power of using buff items alongside using limit breaks. So now his attack is buffed by 60, and we should pretty much just kill everything. Yeah. So that was quite overkill. I could have caught one of those guys, but you know, sometimes it's fun to just do a cleave and just completely wipe out an entire enemy force. So a few more items there. We got more wooden idols up here anyway, so we're not at a huge loss for having done that at all. But okay, I think that's gonna just about do it for this video. So, got an item here. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check the description for a link to my twitch.tv channel where I'm currently streaming this game. If you are not concerned about getting spoilers for this game, I highly recommend you check me out there. I'm pretty far in the game, compared to this point at least. I'm like 12 hours in. Actually, by the time this video goes up, I'll be like 16-ish in. Actually, this should go up on Friday. So actually, today, I'm going to have a special extended stream for the launch of this game. I think I'll be streaming from around 2 to 8 p.m. EST-ish. I'm just going to be powering through more of the game. Yeah, so hope to see you guys there. It'll be, like I said, a bit of an extended stream. It's the launch of the game, so I figure I'll do something a little bit special for it. And then after that, I'm probably going to drop a raid on one of my buddies. We'll be streaming probably some Ark Survival. My buddy Sacred. We stream together on most Fridays, but this Friday we're going to doing things a bit differently. But yeah, also feel free to check me out on Discord. Links in the description if you guys want to come hang out. We talk about this game, any games. Yeah, it's fun to talk to you guys over there. I hope to see you guys there. Hope to see you guys in the Twitch chat. But, yeah, thank you guys again for watching. I will see you guys later. We will continue on through, what is this place called? Wild Tropics, I think? Yeah. So, yeah, we'll get through more of the Wild Tropics. And, so I'm just making sure I haven't missed anything. Just gonna mark that. But, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later.